This podcast is protected under the laws of the United States and other countries. Unauthorized duplication, distribution, or exhibition may result in civil liability, criminal prosecution, and the wrath of the tall man.
Boy! Hey, let's talk about you, the ID10T community events at ID10T.com, like Russ Stevens, a.k.a.
Cat Bus Russ,
who has started a podcast called 90 for Chill, which Russ says is dedicated to movies with a runtime between 74 and 99 minutes, the time frame that I feel is ideal. Russ, I could not agree with you more. That is a fantastic idea. Russ goes on to say there are times you need a cinematic fix but don't have time for the latest Scorsese masterpiece or offering from a comic book universe. There's also times when you need a conclusion to prevent a binge costing you a whole night. My guests and I try to follow these guidelines as we chat up features that are definitely worth your time and are beyond easy to make time for. 90 for Chill, the podcast, can be found on all major podcast platforms at 90forchill.com, and that's spelling out 90, N-I-N-E-T-Y, 4 F-O-R, chill. So there you go. Thank you so much for sharing, Russ. Really great idea for a podcast. Events at ID10T.com for everyone else.
Police, don't move. I said don't move.
I thought the police always said freeze.
Well, I am the police. And I say don't move, Snow White. You move, you're dead.
And I say I'm dead. And I move.
Now, one more step. I'm serious.
Then shoot, if you will.
Happy Devil's Night, and this is I Did Crazy Flicks with Cat Bus Russ. I am your host, Cat Bus Russ, and this episode is dedicated to the 30 years of the Crow panel that I got to somehow end up co-hosting with a very cool person, Phaedra Black. What was supposed to be just, fans gushing out about this movie like I'm accustomed to when I've done panels at these conventions. Turned out that we were hosting a bunch of the stars and the creator of The Crow, and just let the fans do a Q&A. Hopefully I don't embarrass myself too much with that one. The audio might get a little iffy with all the applause. It was a full house in that room. So just getting all that out of the way. Thank you, ATL Comic Convention and FanX, for giving me this opportunity. And I really should just cut to my formalities. If you want to be on the show, that's the best way to help me out. Just send an email to rustthebus07@gmail.com. That's RUSSTHEBUS07@gmail.com. Offer me a movie, a theme, a director, an actor. As long as the content's a bit crazy, like crows bringing people back from the dead, I think we can fry up some podcast gold with that. But if you got a nice, calm movie that's within 70 to 100 minutes, I'll happily give you that time. You can also support my Patreon. That's patreon.com/IDidCrazyFlicks. Let me thank my Patreons at this time. Thank you, Tim Bates. You can find him on the Bloodsport and Space episode, Arena from 1989, and the horror comedy classic, Night of the Demons. On this podcast feed, thank you, The Scoop Staley, a former AA wrestling backstage personality. They give me $3. Those $3 go to 3 tins of cat food for Ava the Queen Kitty. In exchange, you also get, besides that shout out, you also get a waterproof sticker. Put it on your bottles at work. That's what I do. And access to the original 90forchill.com, the podcast feed. Let me thank Station Marie Harden for keeping an eye on me, keeping me out of too much trouble. I hope she's doing the same for everybody else she touched in her life. This movie really made me think of her, and I hope she's squeezing the ectoplasm out of the most jellicle of kitties. Skimbleshanks the One-Eared Angel. Thanks for checking out I Did Crazy Flicks. Thanks again, ATL Comic Convention and the FanX group. Thanks, James Obar, by Ling, Rochelle Davis, and Lawrence Mason for letting me share the same space with you. Enjoy the podcast.
Well. Devil's Night is upon us again. So we throw a little party, start a bunch of fires, make a little profit.
I like the pretty lies.
Problem is, it's all been done before. You see what I'm saying?
There's no reason to quit.
Wrong. Best reason to quit. Only reason to quit. Man has an idea. The idea attracts others, like-minded. The idea expands. The idea becomes an institution. What was the idea? See, that's what's been bothering me, boys. Because I tell you, when I used to think about the idea itself, it put a big old smile on my face. You see, gentlemen, greed is for amateurs. Disorder, chaos, anarchy. Now that's fun.
What about Devil's Night?
What about it? I started the first fires in this goddamn city. Before I knew it, every charlatan and shitheel was imitating me. Do you know what they got now? Devil's Night greeting cards. Isn't that precious? The idea has become the institution, boys. Time to move along.
You don't want us to do like my fight time for the whole city?
No, I want you to set a fire so goddamn big the gods will notice us again. That's what I'm saying. I want all of you boys to be able to look me straight in the eye one more time and say, "Are we having fun or what?"
Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll.
Bring the noise.
Okay, we're running late, so.
Welcome to the Crow panel. It's been. It's crazy that it's been 30 years or more. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? It's like you weren't even alive, kiddo. So that's my daughter, by the way. She's learning things this weekend. So we have all kinds of wonderful people here with us because originally this was just going to be us chatting about the Crow, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we get all these guests. I'm so excited. So I think it's a lot easier if everybody introduces themselves because we want to hear them talk. You're not here to listen to me. But after they do their introductions, I will have the microphone so we can do some questions and kind of do that part of Q&A for this, okay?
Who's ready to fire it up?
Fire it up! All right, who wants to start first?
I'm James. I created it and did the comic book.
I'm Ling. I play the evil, mysterious, fun, powerful Micah. While I did not even understand English.
I was gonna ask that.
Yeah, no, she was incredible for
Hello, I'm Rochelle Davis. I play the little Sarah girl, the latchkey kid that is always around.
Hello. Hello. I'm Lawrence Mason, Tintin. Yeah. AKA. Great to meet you all. Glad you're here. And that's all I have to say.
You seemed like you were going to say something else.
Forrest Gump. That's all I have to say about that.
And I'm Cat Bus Russ. I do a podcast. I did Crazy Flicks, and this is one I've always wanted to talk about, so happy to be here.
And I'm Fader Black. I just hang out at conventions and like to talk to people, so, this is how I end up here. All right, so, questions. Who has the first question? Who wants to be that first person? All right, take it.
What was everybody's favorite memory with Brandon?
What did you say? I couldn't hear him as well.
What was your favorite memory with Brandon?
Oh, favorite memory with Brandon. Okay. Who wants to go first?
No. When you're making a movie, it's a lot of sitting around waiting. It might take 5 minutes to shoot a scene, but it takes 12 hours to set it up and do the lighting. So my favorite memories were sitting in Brandon's trailer with him talking, with no interruptions or, 200 crew around, nobody pulling at his elbow. So, I really cherish the quiet moments we had together. Now it's your turn.
Yep, you're next. Oh, me? All right. Well, it's funny because I usually try to think of a story because I know people love that, but I agree. It was the times that we were just waiting for them to figure something out to get to the next part. Like they were either changing where the camera was going to come from, and we would just sit there for 15 minutes trying to warm up with whatever crap heater that they had for us and just talking about life and stuff. And it was those little moments that were nice that we just hung out and then, got to work. But those are the ones I cherished once I left. It wasn't like sitting there thinking about doing scenes and stuff. It was just those little chats and stuff and laughing together. It was funny.
Well, first of all, I want to thank all of you here supporting the Crow and bringing us memories about revenge, love, and what is the meaning of love. And thank you for the Comic-Con. Invite me here to meet you. I always think the moment between two us share something. Every time I'm in the Comic-Con, I always feel the presence of Brandon Ling. Yeah. And that making me, there's a sweet sadness because I never believe in death. I think our soul, spirit need a body as a human to function, but the spirit's ageless, never die. Even the body will not, so I feel his presence always. And also make me why I love cinema, because film, no matter what happened to him, to all of us, that moment captured on film at the time will be there forever. So that film change perspective, time, amazing. That's why I love film. I think that's for you too. So I share a little experience because I did not speak English. That was my first ever Western movie. I was come to say, I'm from China, my English poor. That's all I know. I remember Michael Woncock, like I said, I'm from China, my English poor. He said, you got the fucking wrong girl. I was telling the director, pardon me? I was like that. Well, we put the cartoon on, I walked out. I don't know where the universe transformed in me. I said, hello. I don't know where that come from, so I finally transformed into something which I never knew I had that part of darkness, mysterious, as a tool for universe to use. But as a Brandon Lee, so they put us in the same room doing makeup because it takes a long time to have a tattoo. So he teach me video games, right? I don't know how to play. So
show you my video.
Yeah. After 2 days, he said, oh, Ling, you are Chinese, right? I said, yes, I'm Chinese. He said, I'm Chinese. I said, you're a handsome white guy, you're kidding me, right? I'm really Chinese. I said, okay, who's Chinese? He said, my father. I said, what did your father do? He said, my father, big movie star. I said, I'm Chinese. What's his name? He said, Bruce Lee. I said, I never heard of him.
Right? I didn't either.
He said, you never heard of him? You're probably one of the person don't. I said, I really know I'm Chinese, but I don't know. He's kind of disappointed. I feel bad we're shooting in North Carolina. And I called my friend in New York and said, is this the white guy? Is his father famous star Bruce Lee? I never heard of him. He said, Li Xiaolong. That's a Chinese name. Little Dragon, which I don't know English, right? Next day I said, Brandon, I know who your father is, Li Xiaolong. He said, no wonder. So he's very proud. And I feel, even though I don't understand, I feel some tenderness. He sort of have compassion for me because I don't understand. Maybe in the way you remind him the energy of his father from China, right? I feel like he's caring for me. He wants something, although I don't really understand, right? I feel that closeness, protection in a way with him. But he's such dedicated guy. One time we were having sushi. I said, Brandon, sushi. He's like, look at his body. He said, no. So just wanted to with top dollar. He's funny because I was so scared. First, wake up call time. I have no clue, right? I was in the hotel. I sit up many alarm clock, wake up call. Suddenly my phone rings. My wake up call. I was nervous. I said, hello. I said, who's this? It's me. I said, my wake up call. Hey, Michael. I said, who's this? There's only one fucking bar. Come here, drink with me. He was like, wow, he's so cool. Like on set, he was like very quiet. I was no talk. He's getting into his character. For me, it's the first experience, but there's a lot of danger, a lot of things I'm learning, and just mind blowing. So, anyway.
That was awesome.
It's a blessing because you're so young. See, a long time ago, there was no Googling. She couldn't just for me, Bruce Lee was everything. I knew who he was amongst these two, aside from these two. I had a poster of him over my bed, okay? That's how big he was. He was bigger than everybody than any superstar you can think of now. It was before the CGI. He did pretty much his own stunts. He did martial arts, kung fu, and as a young black kid growing up in the Bronx, you worshipped any minority that got somewhere in show business. So it was a very big deal to meet his son, for me. And when we got on set, I was very, he's very humble and modest, and you could see he was just, he knew exactly what he wanted. He wanted to be taken seriously as an actor. He didn't want to just be an action guy. And what I remember was how hard it was for him to do a normal fight scene, because he'd been doing kung fu since he was a little baby, basically. So we were trying to figure out our fight scene. When you do see the movie, you will understand what I'm talking about. And yes, just his intensity, and he's so beautiful and so kind. And we had a dinner in the beginning, kind of like orientation, and I was kind of checking everybody out at the table. And he just seemed so sweet and mild. I was like, I couldn't understand, how is he gonna play this character? He's too nice. I didn't get it. Until we got on set. Before every take, he would go, I'm gonna kill you! So I really had to practice not to flinch, So, and before we would fight, so he would, I'm gonna kill you, to get psyched up. So I knew I had to equal him, which was no easy task. And so that's my
did it well.
The memory I have is, do not look scared. Can't be a scared bad guy.
Yeah, right.
That's pretty much my memory, and to your answer to your question.
All right, who's next?
Don't be shy.
Oh, all right.
That was a great answer. No, that was a great answer. Sometimes it's not a great
Hello. The Crow. So many memorable images and characters and lines. And I remember the first time I saw the movie, the music really hit me hard. It was to me, it pretty much helped make the movie for me. It cemented it. Do you guys, is it kind of the music that you might listen to, or do you remember when you first watched the movie and you heard the soundtrack? What was that like for you? Just to see everything that you worked on.
James basically picked out, you were, right?
Yeah, I was, I lived in Detroit back in the day, and every band in the world wanted to play Detroit, So pretty much all those bands were friends of mine. I had met them all, given copies of the book. I was a fan, so... And I've been in bands before, and I know how boring it is to go on tour just sitting in a bus for 12 hours a day. And so I give them books to read, and so I got to be friends with most of them. And then when I got to the set, and I saw how good it was looking, and how talented everyone was, I put in some phone calls and postcards and things to them and asked them if they would, everyone except for The Cure were people that I knew. And asked them if they wanted to do an original song for this, not something left over or a B-side or something, but something originally just for this. And I think pretty much everyone said yes. We ended up with, I think, 21 songs, more than would ever fit in the movie. Some of them were used in the second movie.
Big empty.
Yeah, so it's... I was very proud of that. The label, because nobody had heard any of these bands at that point. It was ahead of the curve. It took another year or so for the bands to break in. The label had so little faith in it that they didn't even do a LP release, a vinyl release. It was just straight to cassette and DVD, and then it went quadruple platinum. So. So thankfully, like 6 years ago, I think they finally did a vinyl release on it. Yeah, and then everyone was patting themselves on the back for doing such a fine job. And I'm like, well, but I mean, every one of those artists, you know, Henry Rollins told me, you paid for my house, James, that one song. And it was a cover song on top of that. So everyone was really thankful. Trent Reznor, everyone. So it was, you know, I was happy to get them in it. It was kind of validation because that's what I was listening to. And then when it did so well, you know, I'm really proud of the soundtrack. So.
As a teenager, when the movie came out, like it really did.
No one had heard of a Nine Inch Nails.
Music was like, it really opened our eyes up to a lot of different music that living in the South, it wasn't something that we had heard a lot of that type of gritty music. And because there wasn't the internet, there wasn't all of those things. So it was like, wow, like, you know, teenagers like, I want to listen to all of this. And it really kind of put you on a path for a different genre of what you listen to going forward.
Right.
I would like to say about the soundtrack that I kind of, my parents listened to the MPA, so I didn't get to see the movie until after high school. But the soundtrack I was drawn to and probably bought it before I ever saw the movie. I was fortunate enough to see Nine Inch Nails open for Bowie back in '95. But this is, if you really want to capture the 1990s, this is the soundtrack.
Does anybody else?
Next question, or did anyone else want to answer with the music?
I think we all love the music. That's pretty.
We can all agree on that.
Yeah, we can all agree on that.
Next.
Hey, Eric.
So great to see you guys in person, everybody here. The question I have is, how do you feel about the fact that between writing and portrayal, that movie puts so many things into our, especially alt culture, but culture in general, that have stayed around all this time? And I mean, there's certain, like, just elements of the story, and anytime you hear someone, they're like, it can't rain all the time. I mean, there's the little things like that have just stuck around. Well, how do you feel about that legacy?
I mean, I think, personally, like, I think the stuff that came out that wasn't in the comic book was all because of the comic book, and it ended up getting an energy that was literally from where it came from, which is his pain and what he grew up around and what he experienced, the music, all the lifestyle, all of that, in my opinion. That spread out to other weirdos in the world that were like, I get that. I understand it. So whether it was a tagline or a cool outfit or, you know, ripped just stockings and things that weren't necessarily in the it didn't matter because it had that energy and that soul that the Crow had because he had control, and that spread because of that. And I think that would happen regardless of what those choices were, as long as they fit that.
And it's a cool looking outfit. So
Yeah.
It still looks good.
Yeah, I mean, all the outfits. I remember going through the costume department and just going, like, because I didn't know necessarily his character or, you know, like the people I didn't work with, but you see him and you're like, this is all. I remember how much time they put into my outfit, and I'm thinking they did that with every single person. And they picked colors that they could use because there were colors you couldn't use, and so it was very specific. And they were
Ariane Phillips.
Yeah, extremely incredible, just artistry really when it came down to it. But it looked grungy, but it was still artistry. And so I think that stuck with people because people were out there living their own little weird, you know, kind of not the norm lives, and they picked up on that.
I think you and Vi were the only ones that weren't wearing wigs too.
Yeah, right? Yeah, true.
What do you mean wigs?
Wigs.
Like extensions or
Brandon, I don't have wigs.
Brandon had extensions. That's right, Brandon had extensions, and so did Top Dollar. And
yeah.
I mean, a lot of them just had, we didn't have that. We just had our hair. So, you know, but it was a lot. I mean, even little details, like they put a little braid in my hair with beads. I mean, do you even see it? Some people might, some people don't, but it's those little things that they did that, like, I was a weirdo little kid. I did weirdo stuff like that. I put like little braids in my hair with beads, or wear bright pink stockings under my cutoff shorts, and people would be like, "What are you?" I was weird like that. So I completely understood that feel of like this is the outcast people that we want to understand that they have other people out there that understand them. That's what it translated to me as a kid. That whoever wrote this, and I didn't get to meet him until after. Whoever wrote this understands what it's like to go through stuff and to like see maybe more than than most people would see. And then that translated incredibly in so many ways to me.
I want to say I think the theme is larger than what we see. It's about immortal love, the soul connection, and timeless, like never die. I think that's the energy and carry from The Crow, Brandon come back, revenge. It's like we all want the beautiful love to exist forever. It's that thing, a lot of theme of love. The pure love can conquer everything. And also for James wrote it and the director Alex Proyas, they have a specific vision of it. Like my head, the red has to be there, and the hair and the feet, how it takes so long. I never dressed like that. It's really uncomfortable. So, and this thing means something, like the necklace, everything. I remember like with my character, I went to audition, right? It just like I was like no makeup, nothing fun. I got the part. Alex Proyas said, I see some like a mysterious power in you. I didn't know that. But then they wanted nudity. Talked about the kids. So I said, no, there's no way. I want a nudity. No. They want to show my breast front side. I said, no, there's no way. So then they said, but I didn't want to show you cleavage. I didn't speak English. My agent was a gay, so funny. I said, what's cleavage? He was doing this. So, what is cleavage? The whole office is laughing. I still don't understand. Then Alex Proyas in Australia wanted to call me. I was like a prepared dictionary. What do I say? He said, well, I heard you have problem with nudity. He said, I work with all models, have no problem. But he wanted, I said, as long as you cover my nipples, above. Then they were so smart, they designed a shower scene, which I'm so glad I did. It's so beautiful. I'm still like, he said, okay, if you shower scene, you can't wear any clothes, right? You put on, I said, your back. I said, okay, I can show my back, not front. Then they do a shower scene. I'm glad they're so beautifully stylish. This film is so, with the music, just stylish. I think a lot, because he did a lot of commercial, like a lot of film learning it.
To sell it,
yeah, just the style specific, how do you say the word? Meticulous.
Meticulous.
Yeah, those style influence all other, I would say the comic, all other film. So it's very advanced. So in that way, I think all of us very specific in our own roles, own wardrobe, own attitude, are blended together with nothing really fit, but fit perfectly. And also just one little thing, the crow, the energy, right? They want my character to die. I think my character's not in your comic book.
No.
So they want me to die. I said, how? They just shoot me. I said, no. I said, I can die. So even then, I don't speak language, but I say, I want the crow to kill me because she's connected. I said, in that way, I was willing to die. And they say, oh, then they changed it. Actually, it's my idea. And they say, you want it. Then they drive me through the tall and fall. The crow comes and say, you want it. But
you want it.
But I'm glad that as an artist, as a person, no matter where you stand, you have to follow your passion, speak out what you want for the purpose of making the character film good. We all have intelligence to do something that we know.
Well put.
All right, next.
Questions? I have a couple, actually. James, did you in your wildest dreams think that your comic was going to go to a big screen and think it was actually going to be a big hit like it was? Because I'm still a big fan of the movie and the comic books. Me being a comic book collector, but I absolutely love the comics. And when I saw the movie, I'm like, I watched it a billion times, and I learned every line, every intricate detail from in your wildest dream. Did you actually?
No, I had no idea. You know,
that way?
and in fact, when the first comic came out, they printed 3,000 copies, and I thought they were crazy. You know, like there was just going to be cases of them laying around, and there were, you know, and I have to thank the Tim Burton Batman movie because it came out and in Hollywood, you know, dark comic book movies were all the rage now. So they just went around buying up everything they could, and you know, they paid me $1,000 for the rights. But to me, it was just like free money. It's like they're never gonna make this. They don't they don't understand it. They don't get it. It's a culture they don't understand. So it was just like free money to me, you know. And but within 2 years, it was in front of the cameras, you know. So I'm still, you know, the little references I see on TV. You know, I think virtually, you know, every animated show has done like a Crow episode, you know.
Oh, yeah,
and you know, I was watching Law and Order, you know, reruns the other day in the hotel room, and some guy says, they ask him what his name is, a computer tech. I ask him what his name is, and he says, just call me the Crow from the greatest movie ever made. I'm like, did I just hear that right? On The Office, you know, it's like there's references to the Crow on The Office. So
yeah, he says what's your favorite movie, that's right.
It's part of the culture now, and I feel fortunate to be part of that, you know.
And one last question was, how was it just to work? You know, I know it took for a long time to film the movie and everything. How was the? I know that, you know, you got probably a long story on that. How was it to just be in that, just to be in the film and just to witness all that and just to be part of that?
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of there's really talented people working on that behind the cameras and in front of it, and I don't know how they got all those people to come together for this little no-budget indie horror film, but it was a miserable set. It was freezing. It was at night. There was rain machines going all the time. Brandon was wearing nothing but pants for a week. You know, there was a pool as to whether he was going to get sick or not. You know, and the whole movie is on his shoulders. You know, so it was miserable at the time. You know, in fact, one of the production guys signed my script. Thanks for the most miserable experiences I've ever had on set. You know, but yeah, it's part of the culture now. You know, and I feel fortunate to be attached to it. I mean, it's bigger than me. It's I just did a comic book. That's how I look at it. You know. But it's given me a great life. There's over 1 million copies sold. It still sells really well. When that horrible remake came out, you know, everyone was like, "Oh, this is too bad. You should read the book." So my book sales doubled, you know, like when that nonsense came out. So.
And see, I was going to ask you what you thought about the remake, but we got that answer now. So.
You know, they sent me the script, and I opened it up, and it's like, Eric and Shelley are junkies who meet in rehab. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm done. Yeah.
And then I flip to the back, and it says, scene, President's Opera Box. And I'm like, you know what? I tell these people I don't want to have anything to do with it, you know. I mean, I still own the character, so they got to pay me regardless. But they sent me a check for like $30,000 to be a consultant. And I'm like, well, it's already written, it's already cast, and you already built the sets. What the fuck am I going to consult on? You just wanted my name on it, like I approved of it. And I said, no. I sent the check back, and my agent was, you know, it's free money. It's like, it's not free money. That's my name, you know.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get far enough away from it. So, how do you guys feel about the
same. I mean,
references?
I have absolutely no interest in any of the continuations or the remake, and I feel the same way as James.
It was just misguided in every single way.
Yeah, and it doesn't. It's like, for me, I'm not I don't have a lot of money. I live on disability. I'm a very frugal, poor person, essentially. And even for me, like, people have been like, well, what if they came to you and they were like, we're going to do a female crow and da-da-da, and you make so much, and I turn it down. What? You wouldn't do that? Yeah, I would. Because I'm sorry, like, that money comes and money goes, but, like, that's my name, and that was my friend. So, like, no.
Yeah, that's a big,
Just
that's a big
no.
part of it, is that
Yeah.
we were all friends with Brandon.
Right, it's disrespectful.
Yeah, it feels like blood money after
Right.
that.
They wanted me to do a commercial for the second one because of my voice. You know, you'll say something about no, I won't. Oh, come on, I'm absolutely never going to do anything that has to do with this because it should have stopped where it was because Brandon was the crow. And that was it. So they never hit me up again, obviously. I feel the same way. It's blood money. I don't want it. I'd rather live on the streets than be taking money from somebody that just wants to try to benefit off of someone's death, and that's not right.
We all owe everything to Brandon.
Exactly. You know? Like, this was his film.
He made that movie. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love to be able to do the events and tell people that stuff about him because they can't meet him. And so it's great to be able to do them, but, like, respect. You know, it has everything to do with love and respect for me.
Alright, so I'm gonna get a couple of questions from the back of the room, and then we're gonna go back and forth. So I don't wanna just focus on the front here, right?
Okay, so, These, what would you say was your favorite scene to film in the film? For all of you. Yeah. What scene spoke to you the most?
That would be the one you were in, right?
Well, I want to say to repeat what you said. I think this film, the original Crow, cost a soul. Yes. You can't beat that. So they all come to me, like you said, a lot of story come to, even ask me to do it, to promote all of that. I say, no, all my fans don't watch it. I never watch it.
Yeah.
It's almost a sacred thing.
Sacred, yeah, exactly.
And also we're all there for the energy, like it continues forever for that, the legacy of this film. I think we're all carry that, a pure soul with us. And continue with you said that setting, I'm like have goosebumps. The thing they lined me on the table was so cold. I was like, we're nothing. And in the industry building was dripping like raining. I was there, like, I'm frozen. Then they say, shooting, they say, stop. Why? They close up, they say goosebumps. Literally, they stop. They give me this big pipe of heat I've never had. Got the heat on my body. So then they will not see that goosebump stuff. And also I've learned, I think on film set, that's for me to learn something dangerous. Like when we shoot the big table, nothing happened. I didn't know English. I would say, don't say they explode. So they put me, if you see the soul, I was come to get the crow.
Yeah.
So there's a column there, there's a violin. Stick your head out, count 1, 2, 3, and stick out, count 1, 2, 3. So when I stick out, they shoot the column, real, boom, boom, boom. I stick my feet. How stupid is that? What about if we count differently? They're just gonna shoot my face? Yeah. Because I didn't know, I just followed that. I'm doing that. After that, I said, how dangerous is that? They literally could shoot me if we count differently. I was like, wow, there's a lot of ignorance there for me to learn about filmmakers, so we gotta all be careful. And that film, basically, whatever happened with Alex Baldwin, whatever happened. At that time, I was shooting another film that happened. The film, the guy has a gun to my head. I said, I'm not gonna do that.
No.
You just like feel something gonna happen, I'm so scared. I said, they have to do it. I have to hold the gun, make sure they check it, and before shooting, I give to the guy. So that's something like freak me out, like on set, you have to be careful. And why, and wonder, I think in the film, what happened to Brandon and Bruce Lee, all of that, I think it's a mystery, just meant to not have answer. And they serve their legacy of we'll continue watching the movie and carry that love, that beauty. So I think that's the beauty magic of this film that I learned.
Did anybody else else want to answer that question, or should we move on?
What was the question again?
What was your favorite scene that you enjoyed shooting, or?
What's your favorite scene, Lawrence?
Favorite scene.
What's your favorite scene?
When the fire actually.
Oh yeah,
The
when they did the
symbol
crow.
of the crow.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was bad. Yeah, that was bad.
Beautiful. I mean,
Yeah,
that thing is iconic.
Yeah, there was like 9 gallons of rubber cement they poured out there because it'll burn forever and it doesn't get real hot.
Okay.
Yeah, because lighter fluid's gonna go off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, lighter fluid will go right out after.
Lighter fluid combusts,
Yes.
like gasoline, but the rubber cement will just burn forever, and it won't set anything else on fire. I never saw like 5-gallon jugs of rubber cement before until.
I didn't know they existed. Until
Yeah, I didn't know they existed either.
You learn all kinds of things. All right, next question. Anything back here? Okay. Over here and then there. Okay.
Hi, I'm also a martial artist too, but working on set with Brandon and that, I know there's a very large legacy behind that, but also with Shannon producing the Warrior. How does that affect you as far as your craft, and how do you enjoy watching that?
I haven't seen
We
it. So
don't understand.
personally, I have not seen The Warrior. I do know what he's talking about. Shannon Lee was a producer on The Warrior, which is an HBO show, if you've heard of it. And it basically is Bruce Lee's, ideas, his theories, his philosophies. That's what the show kind of follows. So he was asking if, what that affects us. I have personally not seen it, The Warrior on HBO. I've heard about it, and I've heard it's very good. And I do want to check it out because I'm always interested in stuff like that. But I have not seen it yet. Have you, James?
No.
No, so
I don't.
it's
Yeah.
just
I don't.
it's not
I don't
on my
have any
radar
kind
right
of streaming or anything, so
I
I'd
do,
I'd
but-
rather read.
I do both, but I mean, it's just like there's so much now to see that sometimes I'm like, yeah, I want to check that out, and I just don't always get to it. So one of those things eventually, maybe.
Lawrence is shy, so.
No, he just wants to take.
That shows how great an actor he is.
Since he's not here, we're gonna just be like, yeah, he's deucing in the bathroom. That's why.
Hi guys. Hello. I just wanted to say I like everyone in this room. We really appreciate you guys coming together. I've met a couple of you individually, and I've not really had the opportunity to see a lot of you together. And I just want to say thank you because it means a lot for us to see you guys together again, sharing stories, sharing moments together, and
Well, they thank you guys though because
Yeah.
you're the reason we're able to do this.
Yeah.
For you guys to come out.
Yeah, you guys bring us out, and honestly, those moments that we get to hear each other, for me personally, if I haven't heard it, it's healing. It's nice to hear. Like I don't always know. I didn't know that Brandon showed my Game Boy to her. Like I showed him my Game Boy. That's why he was playing it. I had no idea that you guys had that in right. So it's like little moments like that for me are really like refreshing and nice. So thank you guys for wanting us to be here because we wouldn't have these time sad little
Thanks for your love and support for 31 years now.
Yeah. It's a long time.
And also,
most of my life.
Things happen in life for a reason. Like all of us, meet everywhere, like family. And also for me, especially my first Hollywood movie, and play a role. My friend watched it, couldn't recognize me until they say the name. I said, Hollywood really challenges something, brings something out of me. And also I want to share with, because of the Crow, so I designed by Ling Hollywood shop. If you follow I Am by Ling Instagram, all Crow is dedicated to the love of the cinema of the Crow. And it's not me, I love the character that my comic. Why is not your comic book, this character?
Neither is mine.
I
really.
know, the character just jumped out. So, that's something like
We needed some badass bitches.
piece of a memory that carry with all of us, grow, support and keep watching it. Because it's a beautiful, beautiful message about love there, immortality.
And there's you and you, so I'm here and here.
Hi. So we talked about like the legacy that it had on the culture, and this is like the 30 years of Crow. 31. I just want to know, it's like seeing like how much it's stuck around. Cause like I wasn't even alive when the movie came out, but it was showed to me and it became like something that I watched as like a teenager. Is it weird seeing like the like it's sticking around generationally? Or, like how's it?
It's cool.
Yeah, it's
weird, but it's
I
cool
thought
too.
in '94, I
Yeah,
thought,
I'm
well,
with
this will last for about 6 months, and
Yeah.
then I'll just enjoy my decline,
Yeah.
and play scratchy records, and
Yep.
and drift into obscurity. But it's a movie that, like you said, it gets handed down from like parent to their kids, and it's like every 3 years I get a whole new troop of goth girls at my table, and I'm like, you weren't even born yet. How? I don't know how you know about this. But it's you can't underestimate the love people have for that movie and the book for that matter. So yeah, so we definitely did something right to where it gets handed down.
There's only a few.
I
that
want to
really
say a
get
little
that
bit.
kind of legacy.
So the Crow effect. So I had met the director. The film I did called Gene Generation. It's a young director, just want to cast me. I said, no, it's the first time. Not much money, all of that. I said, I want you. He took me to the Beverly Hills Hotel to have lunch. When we got there, first thing he does, he takes his shirt off. He said, no, what are you doing? The director takes his shirt off. It turned out the whole back is a tattoo of the crow. I was like, he said, that's how much I love the film, love you, I want to cast you. So I did the movie Gene Generation. I see so many people have tattoos that come to me. Every time it goes, they're just tattooed them.
I've had people tattoo my signature on them.
Yeah, like all over.
I mean, okay,
Yeah.
but I'm just me, like just living in Pennsylvania, but yeah, people are really, and I don't underestimate that love. Like I used to think, whoa, but I get everybody has their specific attachment. Everybody has their story. I've had people tell me about loved ones they've lost and they share that with, or learning about themselves, growing as people, accepting their weirdness, all types of stories.
Yeah, every show we get people crying at our table.
Yeah, people walking up, shivering, crying, hugging. It's incredible for 31 years later. There's nothing you can do as an artist, in my opinion, that could be to replace that. Like it's just so incredible that is what it is. And so you just accept it and go, wow, this is great. I'm really proud to be a part of this, and just keep going and seeing those new fans. Like you said, every year you're like, you're 7, like it's 31 years old,
So I was always wondering what for your audience to see us, right? Like in person at the film. I'm questioning.
She's fishing for compliments.
Tell her how great she looks.
My character, I have to tell you.
You haven't aged at all, though.
Listen,
You haven't.
because the people say that. I say there's no need. Why are you aging? Why?
Shit just happens. I mean,
I really think it's nothing to do with me. I'm just a tool of the universe. So I read the 3 months, look at dictionary, read the script. I have no clue whatsoever. I just couldn't understand. The first time in Hollywood, after COVID, in the Chinese main theater that had the screening, you guys, I don't know, not there. I was the only one doing the Q&A.
Yeah.
For the first time, I'm watching the film, I understand, comprehend. I say, wow, fucking cool. I say, my character, I'm stay out of it. I say, how did I do that without knowing the language?
Yeah.
I say, wow, it's the whole atmosphere, energy in that film that brought. What happened?
They appreciate
They
your
heard
Wow, it was
for you.
No, brought that energy that transcend us, become that magic tool. I was like, it's so fucking cool. I'm so proud of that. So I just like, it's not I think it's a compliment. We all look at her. I look at her, first time she came to me, come, he said, hey.
She's like, oh, do you want a picture? I'm like, do you know who I am? She's, oh my God, you have boobs.
So how can I help you? I was like, shocked. You were like, grown lady, what's that? She's so innocent. She was there. I was that little.
I came up in a corset, so
yeah,
she was, first thing
she was like,
you have boobs, and she's
like, I said, hey.
Last time I saw her, she barely spoke English. She's like, give me your boobs, you look at your waist. I'm like, okay.
A couple weeks ago, I stopped you in the hotel, and I stepped in front of you. You were like on your phone. And I stepped in front of you, and you were just like, the beard is new. So
The beard is new. Yeah, I was gonna say
Who
that
the
is
fuck
new.
is this guy?
That's funny.
Hi, thank you guys for being here. I have to rethink my question because up until you mentioned it, I completely forgot that there was a reboot. But
I'm glad you did.
That it's just gonna disappear.
I'm
Yeah.
glad. Anyway, but I was going to ask, with the way that they make films these days, a lot of the CGI, a lot of the impractical effects and everything, if you could take the same cast, move them up, would you want to do your film in this time, or are you glad that you did it back then? Do you feel like it has more integrity with the way that it was made then, as opposed to if it had been made properly now?
Sorry to interrupt you. That question should not exist. That film belongs to them and them only. Only. There's no what if.
This is a very specific moment in time. You know,
You just can't. Don't even think of that. Done.
Yeah.
Beautifully magic done. You can't. Don't even think about
I
it.
know. I started watching the film, and then my daughter, when she was maybe around 9, 10, she started watching it. It's still to her that this day, my daughter's 29 now. It's her absolute favorite movie. Like, she is gutted she can't be here today because she's at work. But she absolutely loves the film. No offense, you are the reason why she knew she was bisexual. she fell in love with you.
She was one of the reasons her
and
and Sophia were both very telling for
You
me.
don't age.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
Because there's no need. Why you need? If you have that concept, then people ask me how old I am. I'm 26 years old. That's just forever. It's you choose.
When you're pasty European, you don't get a choice. Okay, you just start.
I think it's
doing that pasty European thing.
No, I want to say something like people like a calorie. I never learned in China. There's no junk food. Everything is good food.
Yeah.
And people choose. See, I learned the calorie, how much calorie. I just learned now. Choose good food to eat. They forgot to choose good thoughts to think. That's what will make you young and healthy. I'm not living
You're in
like a child.
America. You're in America. That doesn't.
No.
happen.
That's other places.
You're in your own universe, whatever you want. And buy, let's say that I'm bilingual, I will come to US. Are you biased? Yeah, I'm biased. Is you really biased? Of course I'm biased. I have no clue what they're asking.
Yeah, he's right though. This is America.
Sometimes they call me, hi, bye, hang up the phone, bye.
Yeah, but
So to
my
kind of hit on, like, the influence of,
the
like,
only thing, according to the question, the only thing I wish there was more time and more money. You know, to make some bigger scenes or some background with the characters. But it's a $10 million movie. That's what the budget was, and
how much?
$10 million initially. I mean, it cost more to keep all the, after Brandon died, to keep everyone still attached to it for another year, so it ended up being about 14 million, but 14 million is like one episode of Star Trek. So it's a no budget movie, filmed in the middle of nowhere, and I'm still astonished at how much talent they got attached to that. The cinematographer, Darius Wolski, he's won 2 Academy Awards since then. Alex McDowell, the production designer, he came to Detroit and took pictures of all the buildings and stuff, and I was just shocked when I got to the set, and it was just like, oh, this looks just like my neighborhood, As a reference point, the Beverly Hills Cop, the first one, that was filmed like 2 streets over from where I lived, so. Just Ariane Phillips has done amazing. The costume designer, there's so much talent. Not to mention
Chad.
the actors.
Chad.
So, even Dove Honig had won an Academy Award. The editor, So it's for a little no-budget movie that was way ahead of the curve. No one knew what independent music, or goth. Nobody knew what that was. I'm still astonished they got so many talented people involved. Peter Pound, the storyboard drawer, he worked on those last 2 Mad Max movies, you know. Just really, really talented people.
But I will say there are movies now that are making hundreds of millions of dollars and they don't have the heart and the integrity.
Yeah, and there's less than 6 seconds of CGI in that whole movie. And that was basically putting Brandon's face into scenes where, you know, he wasn't able to do them.
Well, I think we are about done. Needing to wrap her up, so it'd be great if you could tell the audience where they can find you online, perchance, if you're going to be back out at the booths doing autographs and photos. I mean, otherwise, thank you very much for just having such an impact on. Like, I wanted to ask about how this has influenced so much other comic book cinema. Like I was watching it last night very intensely for the first time, and this is the first time I really it really hit me on an emotional level, and we're just so grateful for you to all create something so brilliant. So sorry if I'm the one trying to wrap her up, but let us know where you guys
just
are all
for
at.
facts, everyone, if you go on like iTunes to buy a movie, like The Crow is still what it's always been priced, but in the $5 area is where the new one is. So, yeah, because I go on there and I just find obscure movies I like for $5, and I was like, oh!
I thought I had to do it for research, and I was
Just
able
saying.
to do it for $1 on Amazon. So yeah,
you can buy the Blu-ray at Walmart for $4.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, so if you just want to let them know where you're at, and we'll let them out into the world.
Come back to our tables, and we'll treat you like portable ATMs.
Come to us.
Yeah.
Find 700, you'll find us. We're all together.
Thank you very much, and thank you all of the PTO Comic Convention.
Can I hear a wahoo?
This podcast was made possible by the love and support of Dave and Cindy Stevens, Rory Stevens and Allison Higgins, Danny Daniels, and Stephanie Smith.
Long live Flash! You've saved your Earth. Have a nice day.